What is up, ladies and gents? You know what time of day it is. It's XCN time, and in today's video we're going to be discussing what's been happening here on the price. We're going to be talking about the recent news here on XCN, and we're going to be talking about a price prediction for XCN over the coming days, so be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Of course, if you are new, then welcome to the channel. If you do like this sort of content, hit the like button and subscribe for more. If you are a returning viewer, then as always, welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you here. On top of that as well, if you're looking for a great place to buy or trade Onyxcoin, then look no further than the Onyx exchange. This is the exchange that I use for all my trading because they don't require KYC to trade. They have some of the lowest trading fees, and on top of that as well, if you click in the link in the description down, and on top of that as well, for a very limited time only, they're giving every new user who signs up in the link in the description down below a free $20 to trade with. So of course, if you want to make use of that offer, click in the link in the description, fill out your details. It takes less than a minute. Deposit some fiat or crypto into your account, and then they'll give you that $20 to start trading. On top of normal trading, they even have futures trading here on Onyxcoin where you can trade it with up to 20 times leverage. So again, if you guys want to make use of that, link is in the description. As always, thank you all for your support. Let's jump straight into this video. So first and foremost, we're just going to head over to Twitter to cover some of the recent news here from Onyxcoin. Of course, the most recent tweet that we've seen here is this one. Came out less than an hour ago, and it's highlighting the features here on Onyxcoin. Now, there's quite a few things here, but as a summary, they're basically saying that Onyxcoin is going to be very low cost. It's going to have very fast transactions, and it's just basically going to be fit for purpose for what Onyxcoin is intended for. And that's obviously in the payment infrastructure space here in crypto. Of course, this is a very hot category to be in my opinion, with this massive industry that's ready to be disrupted. Of course, it's a $1 trillion industry, global finance, and Onyxcoin is definitely in a good position. And with all these features, Onyxcoin is definitely in a decent position to really be a part of this movement. Of course, all these features are probably going to come out when we see that Goliath announcement on March the 3rd. That is when this mainnet goes live here on Onyxcoin. That is in 1 week's time as well. So if you are interested in Onyxcoin, if you are a holder here on Onyxcoin, make sure you set a reminder on your calendar, March the 3rd, because that is when all of this goes live. Maybe we see some other announcements during the day as well. Hopefully we do, and that could really be bullish here for the price on Onyxcoin. I really hope it is. Of course, on top of that as well, we have all these features here on Onyxcoin, but I'm also praying that the Onyx team also release some news about some of the partnerships they're working on, some real use cases here for Onyxcoin, because we've got a lot of features, but it'll be also really interesting to see which companies are actually using Onyxcoin for their transactions. It'll also be good to know some more data about Onyxcoin. For example, the amount of XCN fees that the team are earning, the amount of XCN that they're burning with every transaction. If we get all this data, or even just an announcement of how much has been burnt, for example, that could be a very bullish announcement that could drive the prices up. And of course, after this March the 3rd mainnet goes live, we've got an Ask Me Anything as well with Onyxcoin. And for those that don't know what an Ask Me Anything is, or AMA for short, basically it's a voice call on the Telegram with the Onyxcoin team. They probably have a list of topics that they're going to talk about first, and then they're going to open the floor up to anyone who wants to ask some questions. So you can ask them anything about Onyxcoin, such as, you know, what they're working on, what partnerships do you have. So it could be a very good introduction to Onyxcoin if you're not yet. So it could be a very good introduction to Onyxcoin if you're new to the ecosystem, and it could be a good way to get to know Onyxcoin and find out a bit more. Maybe there's even some alpha in there as well. So I do recommend joining that AMA. Of course, as soon as we get a set date, I will let you guys know on another video. So if you're not yet following them yet, and you're holding Onyxcoin, make sure you follow them on Twitter and set your notifications on, because any bullish announcement could send the prices here. Of course, if you're a trader, particularly a short-term one, we've had some really nice pumps here on Onyx. It can be quite easy to catch, particularly if you've got your notifications on for Onyxcoin on their Twitter. So make sure you do that. Of course, March the 3rd is the date that we're all looking at. And yeah, let's pray for some really nice news on that day. Of course, heading back onto the price charts here on Onyxcoin. And as you guys can see, things are not looking great here for Onyx Coin. Once again, we have been in the horrible downtrend that you can see here on the chart. And as you can see in the top right as well, Onyx Coin has had the biggest drop of all the cryptos that we cover on this channel, minus 11% of the day. The good news is that yesterday was the biggest green day for Onyx Coin. We were up nearly 22% there. So we did have a great day yesterday, and that's why we've seen such a drop today, because we've basically retraced the majority of that move that we've had. Of course, we're looking at some critical levels right now. We've got this area first and foremost that we've got our eyes peeled on. And this is the level here on Onyx Coin that we really need to hold. Basically, anything below roughly 1.72 cents and we are done for the time being. If we lose that level, in my opinion, Onyx Coin's next levels down are going to be in, at the best case scenario, at 1.48 cents and all the way down to 1.35 cents as the next area of potential support. Of course, if we have a look at this one here, you can see why it's been so important. As you guys know, you can see why it's been so important. The amount of times the price has come down to this region and tested it as a support has been numerous. I see at least 5 separate instances in this region over here. Of course, back when we saw the prices pump, first and foremost during mid-January there, we saw the prices come to test this area as a resistance as well. So we know that this area is super important for Onyx Coin. Even more so because if we go back to 2023, you guys can see that the same area was an important resistance for the price here on Onyx Coin as it was in this downtrend. So we've got a super long-term support and resistance in this level. We successfully flipped it to the upside there, as you guys can see, pumped straight above this after testing it as a resistance. Now it's being tested as a support, and it's been doing so once more. And of course, it's going to get to a point, if we can't get away from this level to the upside, it's going to get to a point where the buyers are exhausted and we'll see the prices just fall below it. And of course, that's not what we want at all as holders, because if we fall below, like I say, the next levels down are going to be somewhere around here at the very minimum. So we've got another 20% drop that we could be seeing. Of course, I'll be giving you some scenarios that I think could play out here on Onyx Coin. First, I'm going to get in our resistance here. There's been a super important resistance on Onyx Coin that the price has been following. As you guys can see, that this has been the long-term resistance here on Onyx Coin. It's been keeping Onyx Coin in a downtrend. And as you guys can see, I'm not even going to circle them because it's been tested so many times, but the price has come up to this level on so many different occasions. If you have a look at where my cursor is, I'm basically just highlighting them all. Very recently as well, on the 23rd, so just yesterday here, the price yet again pumped almost perfectly to that resistance and once again got rejected. There was a bit of hope here on the charts. Buyers stepped in as the prices came down to this very important region, pushed the prices up, but unfortunately it's not enough compared to the sellers. The sellers are very strong at the moment, and as we're getting down to this level, we're running out of buying power and we're running out of time. So if we don't sustain this level, the scenarios that I'm potentially looking at here on Onyx Coin is this level here. This is going to be roughly the 1.4 cents level. I actually gave you guys a range, but I'm just going to be using these lines so it looks a little bit easier on the chart. Basically, what we could potentially see is the prices get down to this level, and if we can see a convincing pattern that shows us that this is a successful support and that we might see a reversal, then we could see something like this. However, if the prices continue to fall from this level, a very important level that we want to be looking at here on Onyx Coin is the 1.1 cents level. Again, this is the next level down in my opinion if we cannot hold this 1.4 cents level. If we do not hold the 1.1 cents level, then my most bearish case scenario here for Onyx Coin will be roughly 0.9 cents here. And the reason for that is because I think we've seen this triangle in play. If we start to fall down below this price, this could trigger off this triangle looking pattern. In fact, let me just redraw this a bit so you guys can see this a little bit clearer. So I got rid of some of the annotations there, and as you guys can see, if you look at the upper blue line that we have here at roughly 1.8 cents and this gray resistance going in the downwards direction, we can actually treat this as a right angled triangle. And if we break down convincingly below this, let's say over the next few hours we see red candles taking the prices down below 1.7 cents, I would consider that a breakdown from this triangle. And of course, in the most bearish case scenario, I think the prices could get down to 0.89 cents. That's a 49% drop from where we are right now. So of course, guys, make sure you are prepared for these scenarios to occur, particularly if you're looking to hold an Onyx coin longer term. Of course, if you are holding Onyx coin longer term, then any of these places here on the chart might be good areas to be buying the dip here. Of course, ultimately, we're still aiming for higher here on Onyx coin, and I am still bullish here on the longer term on Onyx coin. So if you have a longer term view, then actually this could make for a very, very nice bargain here on the price. If we get down to that 0.9 cents region, for example, that's actually going to be pretty epic, because that's going to be nearly a 5x just for it to get back to all-time highs. So this could be a buying opportunity of a lifetime if we allow the prices to get down to there. So depending on how you see the charts at the moment, this is obviously very good news or very bad news. And of course, how you see it will depend on the time frame that you've allocated for your investment. If you're more a short-term person, then this is going to be pretty bad news. If you're a longer-term holder and you've got some spare capital, then this could be very, very nice for you. However, we also have to consider a bullish scenario here on Onyxcoin, and this will be a lot more bullish for shorter-term holders, 100%. We see something maybe like this, where the prices really just consolidate in this region again. I can also see something like this potentially happening, particularly if we start to see the markets pick up. Maybe XRP gets some really good news around the corner. The SEC drops the XRP case, for example. We might see an ETF come out for XRP, and that's going to pump XRP 100%. And if that happens, that's also going to be bullish for XCN. So not immediately bullish. Maybe we see a consolidation like this first. But if we see the prices start to pick up and successfully break out of this resistance here, then just like to the downside, we can also treat this as a triangle to the upside as well. Of course, we just get the price target from dragging the first test of support, which is down here, to the first test of the resistance, which is up here. We drag that to where we may see a breakout along this line. As you guys can see, that is basically 100% trade to the upside. Now, the price target depends on where we break out of that resistance, but let's just say this occurs on the 25th of February, tomorrow. We are looking at a price target here of 4.1 cents on Onyx coin. Now, of course, right now, if you really zoom into the price, we're hovering right by the support right now. So I've got my eyes glued on the chart while I'm making this video. After I make this video, I'm going to be watching what happens as well, because if we convincingly fall below these levels, we continue to go down, then this could mean a break to the downside and a potential trading opportunity. However, if we start to pick up once again and we get close to this resistance, which currently sits at roughly 2 cents here on the chart, keep your eyes peeled for what happens next here on Onyxcoin, because it could get explosive very, very fast. Just look at all the pumps that we've had here on Onyxcoin in the past. Every single pump that we've had has been immensely quick. Like this one, like this pump here, for example, basically 2x Onyxcoin in the space of like 3-4 hours there, I believe it was. So honestly, these things happen extremely quickly. And so if you're looking to trade that, just make sure you got your eyes on the chart here. Of course, these are the two main scenarios. On top of that as well, I'm always looking at what our indicators are telling us. MACD, one of the most reliable ones in my opinion, has basically shown us this. Of course, has basically shown us this. Of course, if you've seen my previous videos, you know that I was looking at this sort of triangle here on the MACD. I will just extend that line there. And again, just like the triangle on the price, we can draw triangles on the indicators like MACD, for example, and we can kind of treat them in the same way. If we see a breakout to the upside, then we'd look to see if we see a breakout on the upside on the price as well. And if they're both showing a breakout, then that should add conviction for us to tell us that we're going to see that price target hit. Now on the MACD, unfortunately for all the bulls out there, we did see a breakdown from the support, as you can see on the MACD. The MACD kind of leveled out a bit, came back up a little bit, but it looks just like a retest of that support there. Now using it as a resistance, and it's bounced back down. So basically what we could potentially be seeing here is a breakdown from the MACD triangle here. What we also saw over the past few days, which I've circled over here, is the fact that the prices have slightly broken down below this 1.8 cents level. But of course, we saw the prices recover from that. So that wasn't a true breakout. But of course, right now, like I say, prices are very close back down to that support. If we see a breakout down from that support, this MACD could show us, this MACD could tell us that this MACD has probably just made it more likely that we're going to be hitting these price targets on the bottom down here. Of course, another important indicator that we use is the moving averages as well. An important one here for Onyxcoin has been the 50-day moving average. And as you guys can see, the price is really struggling with it right now. It's using it as a support. It's trying to bounce off. But if we continue to stay below that 50-day moving average, that could add some more selling pressure here on MACD as well. So what we really need to recover is where the MACD, where the moving average is right now. And that currently sits at 1.9 cents. So at the moment, in my opinion, in the short term, there's more things pointing bearish at the moment than there is bullish. Of course, in terms of news though, we've got that mainnet going live on the 3rd of March. Hopefully that brings some bullish investment back here into Onyxcoin, or at least the anticipation brings some bullish investment back into Onyxcoin. Of course, if you're a trader here, then just look out for a breakout to this triangle. It could be a nice trade either way, to the upside or to the downside. Remember, price targets were 0.9 cents to the downside, or if we break out past that resistance, up to 4.1 cents. Now, if you're a long-term holder, these in my opinion will be buy the dip opportunities. 1.4 cents there, 1.1 cents if we continue to fall, and then 0.9 cents. Of course, in the longer term, you just have to remember to be patient here. Of course, in the longer term, you just got to remember to be patient on Onyxcoin. Remember what happened during 2023 and 2024. Almost nothing happened, and I showed you, if you see my previous videos, an example where if you bought Onyxcoin here, for example, back in March of 2024, you would have literally had to wait 7 months just to see your investment break even. So of course, these people that invested here went through 7 months of complete misery here on Onyxcoin, where the prices were just heading down. But of course, at the end of the day, these people were rewarded with that 20x pump that we saw here on Onyxcoin. So it'll be well worth your time, in my opinion. Right now, we've only seen 30 days of downtrend here on Onyxcoin. So literally a sixth of the downtrend that we saw back throughout 2024. Of course, just be patient, and I do believe you will be rewarded. At some point, we are going to see a light at the end of the tunnel, and there's going to be a time again when Onyxcoin, there's going to be a time again where we see these pumps return to Onyxcoin. Maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's next week, maybe it's next month, but we are going to see glory return to Onyxcoin. We're going to see those huge pumps come back to the chart. I can already feel it. We just got to be patient. So guys, that's pretty much my message here on Onyxcoin. Of course, that's going to be a wrap for this video. Let me know down in the comments if you are still holding your Onyxcoin, and let me know what your price targets are for 2025. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next video.